Welcome back to Two Peas and a Putt. We're going to be reviewing our golf from earlier on today at the lovely Bunsay Downs golf course near Morden in Essex. Beautiful countryside.
Yeah, absolutely lovely.
Beautiful countryside. It was a lovely little course, but greens are
a bit pebbly.
But for the price you pay for it, it's a fantastic golf course. Highly recommend it. Get down there and give it a go. Let us know how you get on.
We're actually filming 2 videos in one day actually, so you'll notice that we're back here at Joe's house. And so what we're going to do is we've got a laptop right in front of us and we've got all of the videos that we've been doing today. And we're going to go through, not every one, but we're going to go through quite a few of them and we're going to kind of
dissect.
Yes, dissect. Absolutely. Although it's not a heart, is it really?
No.
Or a lung. But we're gonna be chopping it down into little bits, and we'll put them up on the screen and show what we're looking at, and kind of like ball flights, golf club swings,
technique in general.
Technique, yeah, pretty much. And so basically what we're trying to do is trying to get to grips of how we can improve our own golf game, and hopefully if you guys like the way that we do stuff, then we can, you know, help. Even if you put something in the comments, say I have something wrong with this swing, something that we've done, then you can kind of take that away. So
you would have seen in our first video that some of the shots went pretty good actually, surprisingly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
but probably a majority were not so good overall. Yeah. Hence why we need your help.
Yeah.
Get in those comments, let us know how you can help us out, mainly with our swing, or if you've got any little tricks of the trade, as they say, and how you can help us out, then definitely let us know, and we'd love to take them on board.
Yeah, I think definitely one for me is that the filming yourself swinging,
it's a little bit off-putting.
It's a little bit off-putting.
Yeah, I've got used to that, yeah.
Because then you've got to talk to the camera, then you've got to think about your swing, and then it all goes wrong because you think 20,000 people are going to be looking at you, maybe not 20,000, but you know.
20 will do.
20 will do.
Please watch it.
But even so, I think because it almost feels like someone watching you, and I'm sure you've even felt when you're on the tee box and the people behind you have caught up, and for some god known reason you think, I'm going to absolutely tonk it, and what do? You hit it into the bushes.
Or hit it backwards, like.
Or hit it backwards. You'll see that today. I managed to hit it backwards.
Cut to that.
He's hit it backwards.
You got that one?
I think we just need to get over the nervousness part of golf and actually really get to grips with how we
trust our ability.
Yeah, trust our ability and try and get to grips with our golf game.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's, I think, both of our agendas to really improve over just the next few months. We want to. I mean, at the moment I'm 21 handicap. You're
18-ish. But we're self-taught.
Self-taught, yeah, haven't had a lesson yet.
No lessons at the moment.
It's probably a bad thing, we probably should have a lesson, but you know, but we definitely want to get into I definitely want to get into the mid-teens. And
I mean, single figures would be amazing, but lower the teens.
He's going ballsy, he's asking Santa Claus for single figures.
Santa Claus, please.
But yeah, so that's the ambition that we're going for, and we are now going to cut into some video review.
Right, so first review, my tee shot on the 10th. Didn't go great, to be honest.
I'm going to shout in the corner.
I think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a golf professional, so I've got no idea what's going on. He's looking at it, backswing looks alright, I think. Backswing looks good.
Backswing good.
I think it might just be slightly close to the ball and a little bit hunched over on impact. Causes it not to hit flush out the face really. I mean, in all fairness, it didn't look pretty, but it ended up alright.
Yeah.
It rolled and it went 150 yards straight pretty much. So although it didn't
It
look
curved a bit, didn't it?
yeah,
It curved a bit.
although it didn't look good, the end result of it was actually all right.
Yeah,
But
in the middle of the fairway, so it was right.
it still needs to be improved.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, comments would be hugely appreciative of how that can be improved. Because, like I said, we are amateur golfers. We're self-taught. We don't know how to teach technique and that sort of thing. But looking at that, it looks like maybe knees are a bit bent as well. But it looks like a bit too crouched over the ball, and sort of come out a little bit on the downswing rather than the curve. If that's the thing as well. So
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, once you've hit it. I mean, yeah, you ended up in a nice place, but yeah, I think.
So for that shot, it wasn't actually the end of the world, but it just doesn't look pretty.
It doesn't look pretty. Doesn't look pretty. I think when it came to my tee shot, it went right, which is pretty common for me. I tend to hit right on my.
But it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a slice. I'd say
no, it's definitely not a slice. So it doesn't really hook round. What it tends to do, it just kind of slowly goes off to the right.
Drifts a little bit.
Yeah, and then nine times out of 10, I'm always sitting just in the rough, because obviously the spin that's generated on the ball, once it hits the ground, it's pinging off to the right slightly even more. Thankfully, I mean, it depends on which course it is, but with this course, certainly, once it hits the ground, it pretty much stops where it lies. It doesn't really roll that much. The greens are a bit different, I'd say, on each of the greens. So they're not really consistent. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I think for me, I just need to. I mean, you'll see here somewhere on the screen that I don't tend to swing my body through the golf ball, and if I do, I'm swinging my body through after I've hit the ball. So I need to kind of maybe just break it down. I'll probably just go to the range, no balls probably. I'll probably just stand there with a floppy golf tee in front of me, because you know what they're like, and film myself in stages. And it would probably look really weird to the other people that are standing in the golf range, not hitting the ball and doing it.
Self-improvement.
Yeah, but I kind of just need to get those stages right where I'm up and over, because, I mean, even if I still it here, you'll see that the golf head is below my shoulders as well, whereas actually it needs to be a little bit higher. So I think having a more consistent swing all the way through will help me definitely. My grip seems to be okay. I feel quite comfortable with my grip. I always tend to hold my driver a little bit lower in the grip.
Gives you a bit more control.
Yeah, just a little bit more control. I always find that if I'm holding it higher,
you can generate more speed, but it can go all over the place.
Yeah, I'll end up in Chelmsford. If you know what that is. So, next shot is, I think for the rest of that hole we were kind of okay. We all chipped
from a couple of dodgy lines.
Yeah, we all chipped it okay. You had a bit of a dodgy one on the bunker, but it wasn't really your fault. It was because of the grass that was on the edge. So, second tee shot. We all know what you had.
It was overcompensating, because with my driver at the moment, has got a tendency to slice it a little bit. It's not dramatic. But it's enough to cause problems. So I aimed a little bit too far left and actually caught it flush, and it went dead straight. Left. So it was actually a good tee shot in the way of technique was concerned, but in terms of directional, it was just the way I was aiming.
The swing wasn't too bad. The swing was quite nice.
Yeah, it was just the way I aimed. Literally went there rather than come back round like it normally does. So
yeah, you compensated for something that you knew was wrong, but then I think it's something that we all do, to be quite honest. Drive shot for me, I drove right again. I think I drove right on pretty much every hole today, didn't I?
But again, if you done what I did, aim left, you're going to hit it dead straight.
Yeah, well,
the way it goes.
Absolutely. When I landed at that hole, I'm pretty sure that I landed on the edge of a bunker and chipped it out, but then losing it. on that third shot. So on that third shot, which I don't think we have video, I really sliced it and put it in the pond, which is just typical of
just one of those
it's
things.
Just one of those, yeah, to put it in the pond. I fed the pond another ball, which means that somebody else will get a lake ball, which is
exactly.
I'm just helping somebody else out. So I think I tend to rush my shots a lot.
It's easy to do that though. When you've got the pressure of someone behind you, although you can't see them, you know that you've got a group behind you.
Yeah.
And again, this is the same for everybody that plays golf. You're always going to have somebody behind you, but you've just got to have, I guess you've just got to have confidence in your ability to play a good shot, and when it doesn't, you've just got to.
Yeah, so it's always instilled in you, isn't it?
To
tell you you've got to play fast, and it's embarrassing to let
there's
always,
through. There's always a group behind you, there's always the signs up saying avoid slow play, but really
what does it matter?
What is at the end of the day, what is slow play?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're taking half hour to play a hole, then you've probably got something a little bit wrong with your game. But there's always that time pressure. That's what I feel, and I know you feel the same as well. There's always that pressure of you've got to get up to the ball, you've got to set up, you've got to pick the right club straight away, hit it, bang, done.
Yeah, and if any of you have decided to find a way to just take it off your shoulders and go, do you know what, I don't care about the people behind me, or I'm quite happy with people going through, just let us know, because actually that's something that's actually will fix quite a few things for us, because we just don't like it.
And for quite a few people, I think. I can't imagine we're the only ones that feel that rushed.
No.
When you're going into
when you're looking behind after you put your fresh shot, and you go, oh, they're on the tee. And you probably see things on our videos. You'll hear us in the background going,
so they're there already.
Yeah, they're there already, or somebody else behind us, or whatever. That was second hole. We kind of recovered your second shot was kind of recoverable, wasn't it? It didn't go in the pond, so it was fine.
Yeah. It's a little.
If you're wondering, we're actually looking at the screen, so we're just looking at the videos themselves.
There's a little slice out, but then coming out of the trees was okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad little chip on, and then putts are probably on the first video as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thought putting overall was all right, considering the greens the way they are. They're all different. So after 2 or 3 holes, you couldn't get used to the pace of the greens. You couldn't get used to the break of it because they are all different. Some of them are bobbly, some of them are sandy. They've all got pitch marks in it where, rightly so, they've prepared it for winter for the drainage, so you can understand that side of it. But there wasn't one that you felt, I know that this is going to run quick, because then you could play one hole. I think it was the second where. Well, the first was reasonably quick because they had all sand on it, and they obviously just flattened it out by some reason.
Yeah.
And that was quick. And then you get to the second hole, play your shot, and it comes up 5 feet short, something like that. But you had that on several holes that you could play it on the third hole and go 5 feet past it, and it was all. They weren't as consistent. And again, that might be down to the way we're playing it, but it felt more that. Our putts were pretty consistent swing wise, so it was just a case of getting used to those greens, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we go,
those tee shots were alright actually.
What was that?
On that hole, those tee shots were okay.
Tee shots on the third.
Yeah,
well, I was saying the third. It was actually the
12. Yeah, 12.
I think it's a 9-hole course and we were playing 18 holes of it, so technically the 12, but technically
I went slightly up the right hand side, so a little bit longer way in. You were slightly on the left.
But I was slightly on the left, I was on the left just, if you'll see, by the dark green tree on the left hand side. Yeah, you can see it's slightly slightly lighter one. I was just kind of in that little area there, so I had to punch it out.
Chip out.
Whereas you chipped it straight on the green, I'm pretty sure. Or just short of the green, wasn't it?
No, the first one wasn't a great. It was quite a light rough. So the ball was really sat up on probably 2 or 3 inches of grass. So when the club came underneath it sort of just popped.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I found that. I think you did as well. Probably 2 or 3 times on this course that it was sat up quite a lot. You go to play your shot and your club goes straight underneath it, and it goes about 10 foot, which I don't quite know. And then because I always feel that if I then went for if I went for more club, I'll be going over the green. So I don't quite know how to play those shots when it's on a light grassy lie that it's elevated. It'd be good to know how you guys play that type of shot. If there's any tips that you find useful, is it sort of hovering your club so you take less of the ground underneath it, or it's quite a hard one. I mean, in that one, I think we both ended up having a bunker in front of us, so you've got that mentality as well. If you don't want to go in there, and so there's quite a few bits to think of really. But yeah, that'd be really useful if anyone had an idea of how to play out of those elevated light grass runs.
Yeah, there were quite a few of the greens here where had quite enclosed entrances to the green, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So there were bunkers either side. It was a really narrow entrance to the green. So it made it quite tricky sometimes, because if you pulled up short, you were in front of a bunker, and it's quite daunting. So that was quite difficult. So I mean that 10th/3rd was okay, but by no means perfect at some points, but it was okay. Putting was fine, I think.
Putting was okay, chipped it close in the end, so the approach shots around there were good.
Yeah, so the 13th was par 3.
Few shots were okay.
Yeah, they were okay, weren't they? You hit 8 iron.
I hit a 9 iron.
A 9, was it?
9 iron, because of the wind. Caught it slightly thin, so I ended up going back right of the green, just running off. So it wasn't too bad, but again, round the green, ended up with the ball sat behind a tuft of grass. So playing the shot, the club got stuck in the tuft of grass basically, so it ended up going about a foot. But then the chip after that was pretty good actually. Got quite close.
Yeah.
Which is good. I think your tee shot was pretty good.
Mine was alright.
Slightly short, but it was good.
Yeah, me and Connor both pretty much
shot the same place.
Shot the same place.
Social distancing golf.
Social distancing golf. We shot the same place. Chipped on. I think everything was alright.
Yeah, chipped on. Putting was good. And
chipped on with putting. I'm pretty sure I got a bogey. Putting is an interesting one, because I say putting for me is not 100% accurate at all. But
apart from when you get about a 40-foot putt, and you'll always get it in.
Yeah, you'll see that in a minute. You'll see that afterwards, because you'll see that we played nearest to the pin, and you'll see that in a minute. The green, because the greens are so different here, it's really hard to get in your head how to read the green, because you've got, and like you say, it's quite bobbly and things like that. So
but there's something in general. It'd be good to learn anyway. But I think we've
better course. I mean, by me,
greens.
Better green.
I mean, Bunsay is a brilliant little course.
It is a good course.
So the amount of money you pay for it is peanuts.
It really challenges you.
It is a challenging little course.
Yeah, it challenges you. So the par 3 was good. After that is a par 5.
Where every 2 shot I hit on this goes left.
Yes, you did hit a lot of left, didn't you?
Goes nowhere.
All went nowhere. Yeah.
Whereas mine went about 40 foot.
Yeah, I think my tee shot went about 20 foot, didn't it?
Yeah, so I hit a 3-wood in the end.
Yeah, I tried a different.
That you'll probably see part of the video that I just ended up laughing when I mishit it.
Yes,
and
you did.
Went to the edge. It went to the edge of the fairway. The shot after that was actually okay. Played a bit of a stinger of a hybrid and just got it up there. So it ended up, that hole actually ended up playing alright. I think got away with a bogey in the end, which I was quite happy with considering the tee shot.
Yeah.
But again, the thing that puts me off, especially on this one, was when you're on a tee, especially on a par 5. On probably a 4 or a 3, I'll get away with it, but on a par 5, when you have the mentality of, not that you've got to smash it, but you need to reduce the distance, and you've got the wind coming into your face, how to contra that really, how to keep it a little bit lower, how to do that, and you end up trying to hit the lever off it, just absolutely smash it and mess the shot ultimately.
Yeah.
Where probably a smooth swing that even if it just went 150 yards or something, it's taking that distance off the hole.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's just playing percentages, I suppose, and just getting used to conditions. I mean, luckily the whole time we've played during lockdown, weather's been pretty good actually, hasn't it? Probably 9 times out of 10 we've been in shorts and it's been 20 plus degrees, and today was the first day it's been cold, wet and windy.
Absolutely freezing.
The wind was bitter.
Bitter, very bitter.
Which wasn't like when we played last weekend and it's 27 degrees, so... But yeah, that's just an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me, for that whole tee shot, 20 yards, not great. And then for me, in my bag, I actually don't have a fairway wood. I have a hybrid, and that's it. So for me, I think for me, I just definitely need to go test out some fairway woods, see which one's best for me. Because I think that's going to help my golf game a lot. I think when we started in May, we played a course called in Rayleigh, which you just didn't need one. You just didn't need a fairway.
It's relatively short course.
It was a par 67, wasn't it? And even the par 5s, I don't think they were dead straight par 5s, were they? So you didn't need a fairway.
There was one that was long, but not long enough. You couldn't reach it into, if not 3 or more. So
my iron game, I think, has got a little bit better. Definitely room for improvement, especially with the higher, so the 4s and the 5s of my irons definitely need to work. But the 9s, the 8s, the 7s type thing, all pretty okay.
Hole 15, tee shot was pretty good.
Yeah.
Just down the right hand side, but not a bad shot. Then second in, I was on a tuft again, so it went about 2 foot in the air.
Yeah, didn't you hit the tree?
That was the first time we played it. No, I hit a tree.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, killed a bird.
Yeah.
And then chipped on and putted for par actually, so it was actually alright.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my tee shot definitely went left. Played a second shot up to the middle, and then I duffed the pitch and wedge straight over the green, as usual. To which I think it took me 2 times to get back on the green, or was it once? I can't remember.
I think you chipped on, and then
no, I used the 56 twice. Definitely used 56 twice, so it's definitely twice. Yeah, twice. Yeah, Colin's pointing at me from there. He said twice. Yeah. So twice to get back on the green. So yeah, that was a bit of a terrible recovery, to be quite honest. Something I need to work on. 16, par 3, slightly downhill.
I duffed the tee shot about 120 yards, and then with a sand wedge within about a foot of the hole.
Yeah.
It was probably the best shot of the day from me, and then parred it.
Yeah.
So it was alright. It was the longest way to par a par 3, but
I think I parred it as well, didn't I? Because I played it short to the right, then played a 8 iron, I think, straight onto the green, and this is where you'll see
the putt.
Where we decided to play close to the pin, and I just putted it, so I don't really know. 17th, par 4.
Yeah, it went very right.
It's literally like this. It's like, I played it up the right, or otherwise you're going to end up sloping down to the left and in the rough, which is not where you want to be on the shot. To try and get onto the green, because the green is elevated slightly.
Quite a long path.
It's elevated quite high on the left hand side, isn't it? So it's quite hard to get up onto the green on the left hand side if you're on that side. Otherwise, went all right. I think it was all right. The other bits were okay. Probably could take a shot out of it, but
easily
a shot or 2. Last one, 18th. He parred. You did par it.
First putt for birdie all day.
I actually had to take a drop because I drove it straight into a pond, which was just dreadful. But the drop shot, which I played really odd irons, so I was probably only 120 yards out, maybe even that, when I played a 6 iron. So I played a 6 iron, and actually it worked really well. I actually
was pinned high, left, just off left hand side.
Yeah, it was pinned high. It was
good
just off left, and chipped it on, putted it. And it all worked really well. So yeah, I don't think...
For that one, when you went into the pond, dry pond...
It was a little bit wet. It was like mossy, so I just completely lost it in the mud. Yeah, it's a really bit difficult. So yeah, that is the review encompassed. It's quite long. But I think we've covered covered off quite a few things, especially with our golf game. We're going to write it all down, get a little task manager,
Little goal map.
little goal map. Yeah, I love that. Little goal map. I love that. So that we can work on those little bits, maybe down the range, or if we just do 9 holes after work or whatever.
So our upcoming videos, we're going to do a PGA style video where we'll have the scores and names and whatnot in the corner of the screen, and we're going to have a match play game. Probably over 9 holes, we'll probably use the first 9 probably to warm up a little bit, get used to it, and then back 9 we'll play a match play style game. So you'll see if one of us comes out on top or not. And then yeah, we'll probably have a little look at other snippets in that video, see what we can improve on, see if we have improved on anything from our last time, and
yeah, maybe make some videos just based on some of the things that we had problems with. Yeah, maybe a video from the range or something like that. So yeah, as always, enjoy your golf. It's never perfect, but it's always memorable.
Until next time, goodbye.
Bye. Welcome back to
We could do the voice.
2 peas in a putt.
Welcome.
Bad sneeze. Oh, this is terrible. Right,
This is the voice.
the voice.
Right, anyway, right.
Cool, right, okay. Perfect, we are recording.
Right.
Welcome back to 2 peas in a pub. Yeah. So, welcome back to our. I'm
gonna give it a go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. 3, 2, 1.
So next upcoming video.
Definitely caught the in there. Anyway. 3, 2, 1.
15. 15. I keep thinking 16. 15.
So apart from that, so that was a par 5. That was okay. After the par 5, there is so many text messages going on. Cut to video. Producer, turn off.